morning. All right, I'm so glad to have this opportunity. Thanks to Cap, Naushir, Meher. We've gone a long way in terms of a relationship, so I'm glad to have joined you here. Today I'm talking about fundraising and basically about fearless fundraising, because very often fundraising is seen as fearful. Can I have a show of hands? How many of you is a trustee or a board member of an NGO here? All right, thank you, good to know. And those of you who are in a leadership role at the management level, okay, a pretty good bunch. So both sides, you know, the people responsible for the executive role as well as the governance role, you both are here, which is brilliant because those are the people I work with for the past 29 years that I've been in this sector. And today, fearless fundraising, I wanted to start with fundraising itself. When we talk about fundraising, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Yes, so it's about like money, resources, where do we get it from? What else? Yeah, it's not going to be a lecture. Mine is really a workshop also, you know, while I lecture. So what else comes to mind when I say fundraising? Advocacy, and what would you advocate? All right, and that is the first point I want to make, and something I learned when I started off 29 years back, trying to raise funds back in Singapore as a Nayi Naveli Dulhan who had just moved to Singapore, you know, with my husband. And I thought like, yeah, kitty party was one option, or do something a little more productive was the other option. And I chose to volunteer with a local charity to raise, I just chose to volunteer, but they gave me the job of fundraising. And I had no clue what to do or how to do it. But one thing I learned in the process was, or rather I'll tell you two things that I learned. First thing I learned is fundraising was not about money. Because very often we think of fundraising, "Arey jaake paise," you know, we have to get those resources. And the moment we get that narrative into our head, that fundraising is about money, we've lost the plot. The reason being, fundraising has never been about money. It's about the work we do. It's the need that exists in our community, the gap between government funding, local resources, whatever. And you're trying to fill that gap. You're the catalyst, the fundraiser, whether you're a trustee or a staff, the person going out there is the catalyst to fill the gap between the need that exists and the current resources that's available. And hence, fundraising becomes a very noble thing. And then that brought me to the second and very important point was, very often when we talk about fundraising, what do we need to do? Yes, and that's the big mistake that we make, just like the money mistake that we make. Fundraising is not about asking. If fundraising is not about asking, what is it about?
It's about demonstrating what you do.
Yes, very effectively. And what else? If fundraising is not about asking, what is fundraising to you? Enrolling, yeah, you know, motivating someone. So the second principle of fundraising is not about asking, it's about giving. And that's something I learned that turned fundraising on its head for me. You as the catalyst is the person giving others an opportunity to do something with their lives, their resources, their time. And then fundraising is no more about, you know, I'm so shy, fundraising makes me shy. Shy is because we think it's about asking. But the moment you turn that narrative, that it's about giving, whichever holy book you take, dene wala hamesha lene wale se mahan hota hai. So you suddenly become totally mahan. You know, to be able to go around giving people an opportunity to make a difference with the resources that they have to meet the need, the gap that you're trying to meet. And hence, that's the first point I want to make today. That when we think of fundraising, let's think of it for what it genuinely is. It is about giving people an opportunity to make a difference. And we as the catalyst, we as the informed sector, knowing what the gaps are, we are there to be the conduit through which they can make that impact and do it collaboratively and well. Does that make sense? Thank you.